Welcome to everyone. Commerce with Vikas sir. As I have told you, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I will be uploading videos on economics. So today I'm starting with the chapter Economic Problems and Economic System. So it is a long chapter, so I will be discussing in different parts. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Uh, so before understanding economic problems, we need to understand what the scarcity actually means. We know this. We often hear this word scarcity. So scarcity means the deficiency. Okay. See, human wants are unlimited, but the resources required to satisfy human wants are limited. So it is a resource are scarce in relation to human wants. So we can say that. See, scarcity, it refers to a situation where there are limited or no alternatives available to address a particular problem. See, what is our problem? Our problem is resources. So either there are no resources to satisfy our wants, or either the resources are much less than our requirement. So that is what is called scarcity. It refers to lack of resources, solutions, or means to resolve an issue or meet the demand. So sometimes we feel some crisis care. We have more problems, but we suffers from solutions. So there are limited solutions, but we have huge number of problems. Then we can say that the solutions is scarce in relation to the prevailing problems, right? So when supply of resources is less than the demand for resources, we call it the scarcity of resources. So this is the real meaning of scarcity. So now let's try to understand what the relative scarcity means. See, relative means always some comparison. Relative means always some comparison. See, Ram is relatively stronger than Sham. It doesn't mean that Sham is not stronger, but as compared to Sham, Ram is more stronger. Okay, so scarcity can be defined in a relative way. A good is scarce in relation to other scarce goods. Okay, suppose there is commodity A and there is commodity B, but the commodity A is abundant, but commodity B is available in less quantity. Though it is available, but it is not sufficient. But its commodity A is more sufficient. Then we can say that commodity B is scarce in relations to commodity A. So this is what is called relative scarcity. Okay. So let's us try to understand the meaning of relative scarcity. So we have different countries. Okay. Resources are not equally distributed in different countries. Some resources are very rich in supply of one resources, whereas that particular country may be poor in other resources. Some country there is enough labor supply. Labor is abundant in that country, but that country may suffer from the supply of capital. So we can say that that country has more labor and less supply, less capital. So capital is scarce in relation to labor. And other country may be rich in capital but poor in labor supply. We can say that labor is scarce in comparison to capital. So while deciding what to produce, how much to produce, we have to come across the very important item that is called relative resources. See, if we take example India, Nepal, We have enough labor resources, but we have scarcity of capital. So we have to follow labor intensive production. So we have to produce those commodities which can be produced by using more units of labor and less unit of capital. But if you compare the advanced countries like USA, UK, they have more capital resources, but they have less labor resources. So they have to concentrate on producing those commodities which are capital intensive. That is, they can use more units of capital and less unit of labor. So what to produce, how much to produce depends upon the relative scarcity. The country having more labor and less capital will definitely follow labor intensive techniques of production, whereas the countries having more capital and less labor, they will definitely follow the capital intensive technique. So in this way, relative scarcity of resources of any country decide which commodities to produce and how much to produce, and also it decides what method or which method of production to be undertaken. So the problems regarding the economy, what to produce, how much to produce, and how to produce, it is definitely linked with the relative scarcity. Okay, so this is something important items relating to relative scarcity. Now we can define what is economic problem. So economic problem is a problem of choice involving satisfaction of unlimited wants out of limited resources having alternative uses. We have already discussed the scarcity of resources. So human wants are unlimited, but resources are limited. So, and the resources have different uses, it have alternative uses. Now the choice is ours, how that resources should be used so that we can get optimum level of satisfaction, how that resources should be used so that maximum public welfare is obtained. So this is what is called economic problem. So it is a problem of choice, the problem of choice relating to adopting whether labor intensive technology or capital intensive technology, whether to produce labor intensive commodities or whether to produce capital intensive commodities, where that particular resources should be diverted, which commodities should be preferred first, considering the public welfare, not only the profit welfare. So this is very important. In capitalistic economic, in private economic, that resources may be diverted to produce more profit oriented commodities, ignoring the social welfare. But in government enterprises, that is socialistic economic system, the government will target on using that limited resources and produce socially desirable goods because they are more socially oriented, social welfare oriented than profit oriented, whereas private companies are more profit oriented than social oriented. So this is what is called economic problem. So for today, this is my first video on class 11 part, that is economic problems. I will be uploading more and more videos in coming days. Just like my video, shares my video. This video is equally important for commerce students, humanities students, and other students studying different degrees, different professional degrees. So I hope this video will be useful to you. Please comment and like my video.